So you get people like me that will tell you, referring to Palestine as a legitimate state, you might as well be referring to Wakanda as a legitimate state. Make it up, pick a place, and claim the land back for the people that come from there. Now, Wakanda is a fictitious nation from a comic book series, Marvel Comics, right? It has as much legitimacy as Palestine over Israel. And yet people want to apply the reverse to Israel that has biblical proof and historical proof and archaeological evidence proving that they are supposed to be there. And the latest attack on this was the amazing Tucker Carlson. He claims Judea and Samaria are like Narnia. From the books, The Chronicles of Narnia, C.S. Lewis, excellent books. Read them to your kids. A lot of between the lines, just deep images of Jesus Christ and the whole Word of God. But anyway, I digress. He says they're not real. Christian supporters of Israel are pushing back against Tucker Carlson's claim that using terms like Judea, Judah, Jews, and Samaria instead of the West Bank is like referencing the fictional world of Narnia. Luke Moon, the executive director of the Philos Project, a non-profit organization that equips Christians seeking to support Israel and the Jewish people, asserted that anyone who has read the Bible knows Judea and Samaria are not fairy tales. Moon told the Christian Post that the regions are the real heartland of Israel. It is the actual heartland of Israel. These are the same hills where Abraham walked, where David tended sheep, where prophets thundered the word of God, he said. The only people who believe Judea and Samaria are fictional are the ones who have never opened the book they claim they believe in. By contrast, West Bank describes a brief 19-year period of Jordanian occupation. The word they keep using for the Jews, the occupation. They, the Jordanians, occupied that area for a brief 19 years. It is far more accurate to call the region Judea and Samaria the biblical heartland of Israel. Now, if we look at the Bible and we dive into the stuff that people like Tucker Carlson claim to believe in, we look at the period of Jesus' ministry in Judea as a significant phase of the New Testament narrative, marked by his teachings, his miracles, his interactions with various groups. This included the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the general population. The phrase is primarily documented in the Gospels, particularly Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Jesus' Judean ministry highlighted his role as the Messiah, Moshiach, and his fulfillment of all the Old Testament prophecies. This is also where Lazarus, just one example, was raised from the dead. Judea, not the West Bank. Then Samaria, a region located between Judea to the south and Galilee to the north, holds significant historical and theological importance in biblical narratives. The Samaritans who inhabited the region developed distinct religious practices, including the worship of Yahweh on Mount Gerizim rather than Jerusalem. This divergence from the Jews led to long-standing animosity between Jews and Samaritans, as evidenced in various biblical accounts. Despite tension, Samaria played a crucial role in the New Testament, particularly in the ministry of Jesus Christ. He talks about the Good Samaritan in a parable, the revelation of being Messiah to the woman at the well, which changed the whole region. She fetched the people, she evangelized and brought them to see the Messiah, Samaritans. The Great Commission, he refers to Judea and Samaria. These are things the enemy is trying to erase as they try and chop away at the historical, biblical, archaeological ground proof of who this land belongs to and who is supposed to live there. And as they craft their fictional narrative in hate and in darkness, and they try and force it onto this land, God, the true owner of that entire region, is watching. He doesn't sleep like the false gods of the heathen. He doesn't need to take a holiday or a long trip and come back and see that things have changed. He is always watching, and he will hold all of them to account for what they do. So when you hear things like this by people like Tucker Carlson, big names, they are uninformed, ill-informed, and used by darkness, whether they know it or not. That is what's going on. It is Judea and Samaria. It is not fictional. It is biblical. Shalom.